Meet me at the ice cream truck. I'll buy you some ice cream. You know what I mean? The show is obscene, but I bet you gon' like these three dudes trying to get along. Craig Coleman and Matt Sharon. Don't forget to start the show. EA Dub, Eric Allen Window. Let's roll, try to keep up. Turn up the AC stage, heating up. Eat it up, time to devour the full charge power hour.
I don't like traveling anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, it's so funny as a comedian. A midlife crisis is like a job in an insurance agency.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? I had a nice run. I would have met like Harry Basil, right?
Yeah.
He runs the Laugh Factory.
Yes, I know.
And I'm like, oh, you know, that sounds like a cool gig. And, you know, you hit your 60s, you're like, all right, I'll just do this now. I have to travel. And he's running a room. We had 2 rooms for a minute, but, of course, Vegas got taken away. But, like, he just runs Covina by himself and his wife and his son. And you're like, well, that kind of keeps you home, and you still get to go on stage when you feel like it.
Yeah.
You know, because you have the room at your disposal.
The main problem with that is now you have to deal with comics.
Yeah, I know.
And comics are going to show up late. They're going to piss off the audience. They're not. They're going to do all this stuff people are on your ass to do. Like promote and make YouTube videos and shit. Now you're going to be on their ass about that. My in-laws said that to me. They're like, so your dream is to open a comedy club, right? And I'm like, no.
Oh, fuck no. I don't want to. I could run one.
It's like, so you're a comedian, so you want to be a restaurant manager, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, if I worked at as a part-time manager at the Irvine Improv, right?
Yeah.
I know they'll give me 1 day a month, right? It's like, all right. So you just, you know, you do that. You do the little bullshit stuff 30 hours a week. And then, you know, the last Sunday or last whatever of every month, that's your night.
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, that's good enough. And then when you need to go out, you don't have to hustle as much, but if you need to go out on the road, you could do that once or, you know,
it's
a month or every 2 months. But you're in the environment, and the reason why I like the idea of it is you're like, oh, you could shoot in there. You can, like, you would have immediate access.
Oh, yeah.
And then parlay it a year later, maybe going, all right, maybe I'll go back on the road again.
Well, there's huge benefits to it. Number one is like, all of a sudden people want to book you at their room because you got this comedy club.
Oh, that's so true.
Second of all, you got comics coming in and out of there all the time, and like we don't even realize it half the time. But how our business really works is running into people and saying, "Hi, how you doing? What are you up to?" Right? Like how much work have you got just from sitting at the bar at the Improv? You can send
absolutely.
email after email after email, but if you just run into somebody, they're like, hey, you want to play Alaska tomorrow? And you're like, fuck yeah, I want to play Alaska.
Yeah, because as I bang on 60's door, I'm like, all right, you know what? Yeah, so I do, you know, like what they used to call FaceTime, you know, like at the office. So I force myself to go to the Melrose Improv at least once every 2 weeks. You know, no matter what, even if I'm, you know, not on the schedule, I just go there, and usually I'll get up on stage. I should get better at actually calling in my avails at that particular room, but I think
I have a feeling you and I don't get our spots that way anyway. I have a feeling Rita just calls us when she's in the mood for us.
Yeah.
That's the impression I get. I still send in my avails.
She showed me 5 times how to do the avails, but it's they changed the procedure.
Yeah.
So you delete everything that is the days you can't do.
So
and I'm like, fuck.
Just so the audience knows, they send you an email, and in the subject line, it's like 7 dates applying to some week.
Yeah.
And what you do is you hit reply.
Okay.
And you delete the dates you can't do.
Okay.
And send them, right?
Yeah. So I always have trouble with this shit.
Let's do it right now.
Okay. All right. Let's do it right now. Thank you.
Let's get your avails in, buddy.
Let's
get you out there.
Okay. So the Improv. Monday 21st, Tuesday 20. Okay, so this. So how would I put my avails in?
Hit reply.
Okay.
And which days are you not available?
I'm going to pretend I'm open all the days.
Okay, so just hit.
Except for Monday.
So delete that date. Delete Monday.
But how do you delete Monday?
So hit your thumb right behind it.
So
And then.
So just hit Monday, right?
Yeah, well, and also the 21st if you can. If you can stick your thumb right there.
So,
and then delete 21. You ain't getting booked on Monday anyway.
yeah.
And hit send. Nobody's getting booked on Monday. And hit send, and you just gave your avails to the world-famous improv.
All right, but how do I hit send?
See that little triangle?
Up here?
Yeah, hit send.
Oh, that's send.
Boom.
Okay. Oh, man.
You are now in professional stand-up comedy.
Dude, I'm learning how to use my phone.
But let me tell you how...
It's like my car. It has too many features, and I have no idea how half of them work. I've had this car for 5 fucking years.
So
I still don't know how half the shit works.
You have a really old car and a really new car, right?
Yeah. I have a 67, the old Cadillac. But then I have the Lexus is a 2012, so it's not, but it still has a bunch of stuff on it. Sometimes I'll go in the car and I'll push a button. I'm like, God, it's hot in here, right? And then all of a sudden they all turn on. I'm like, fuck, like trying to turn on. Then the heat comes on, like all this crazy.
I have no idea how to work new cars, so I'll rent a car.
It's a nightmare.
I'll rent a car and I'll just sit in the garage for about 7 minutes, just trying to figure that all. That's fine right there, Gene.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah. I do want to say, just to backtrack a little bit, hanging out at comedy clubs works so well because you and I are next door neighbors.
Yes.
We are next door neighbors, but where do we run into each other? The Improv.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we found out we're next door neighbors.
Yeah, it was interesting too because I think I hit you up a couple months ago or whatever. I said, "Hey, what time do you go to sleep at night?" Right? Because I stay up till 1.
Yeah.
And you're like about 11. And I was like, "Damn it."
Yeah. So explain that to me.
Yeah.
Are you in the habit of like hanging out at midnight?
Yeah. I don't fall asleep till 1.
Yeah.
And I wish I was someone that could fall asleep at 11.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, my ex-wife, she goes to sleep at 9:30. Mm-hmm. She listens to some prayers, like on this weird phone app.
Yeah.
Because, we're strict fake Catholics. And
What does that mean?
She fronts and poses that she's very Catholic,
Sure.
but her life, you go, that's not Catholic.
Right.
Right. That stuff. So
people like the image.
Yeah,
people like
and
the decorations and
absolutely.
the prayer. I'm sure the prayer is good. I think it's good to pray.
Our Father, and it's like in that calming voice.
Yeah.
So today, right.
And
the way they speak. And I'll walk in, and she's listening to these prayers. I'm like, man, you haven't subscribed to any of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she still goes to church every Sunday. And I'm like,
but she's a nice person, though.
Yeah, generally speaking,
Yeah.
she's a nice person.
Right.
Little superficial, unfortunately. But, it's different now that we're empty nesters.
Sure.
And we're also separated. So
Right.
now she doesn't want to officially divorce. Because I think she finally Googled divorce, and she realized, I got to give him half my 401k.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
So
man.
it wasn't like she's going against God. It's like she just didn't want to give that up.
Yeah, she doesn't want to free up all
Right.
that. She's like, let's try to work it out. That's a change of pace. What happened?
Well, that's good, man.
Yeah, it is good.
So now you're still married.
I like comfortability, unfortunately. I'm weak like that.
Right.
So I know people call it codependency, and it's probably some truth to it.
Whatever.
But, like you get older, you don't like a lot of change.
Well, it's funny because people criticize codependency, but then I feel like marriage, even in like Los Angeles society, even in like weirdo society, marriage is still pitched as something that's really good for people.
Yeah.
So like, which is it? Is codependency bad? Because you can't be married and not be codependent. I'm sorry. You have to make sure that the other person is feeling well. And that's what codependency is, right?
Yeah.
Like your mood is based on what the other person is dealing with. So how do you be in a marriage and be like, I don't care about your mood. I don't care about your happiness.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I would, like, there were times where I'd lash out a little bit.
Yeah.
And then from like counseling and Zen and, Buddhism and all that, I learned that when you're lashing out, when I was lashing out at my wife, ex-wife, whatever. It was all from pain. Like
Sure.
she hurt my feelings.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd get angry because it was like the anger was better than crying. You know?
Well, yeah, because it's still, again, say what you want about crying. We're supposed to be allowed to cry. It's not accepted. It's not accepted. It makes people uncomfortable.
Man. I feel like a weak puss. If she caught me crying a couple of times, then I'm like, don't do that because human beings are inherently good, but they're also inherently evil.
Yes.
And so they'll see that as a weakness.
Yes.
And it's not like it got any empathy from her. And instead it made me look, so then I had to act like indifferent.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go hang out with that guy? Private lunch? He doesn't even work with you. Okay, go ahead.
Right.
You don't mind? You know my friend Julie, right? So then it starts becoming this tit for tat.
Just keeping it even.
Yeah. Hey,
you got the memo board at home.
Yeah.
Like, all right, your lunch date, my lunch date.
Yeah. The chick with the hot body and drives you crazy. She doesn't work out, but she's like lean and mean. Yeah.
Just because God made her that way.
Yeah. God made her. Yeah.
She doesn't even pray.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna come to my show, maybe stay the night in the room. It's like, well, that's not. I go, no, she helps me with my work, and then you just do that crap.
Nonsense.
And Julie's not even coming to the hotel room. You just put it out there because that's her weakness.
Right.
So you're like, all right, that's your Achilles heel. Good.
Yeah.
I'll talk about Julie more.
Right. So you're getting a little vacation from marriage.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, and you don't have to talk about this if you don't want to.
No, I'm fine.
I'm guessing you want to get back together, but right now you got this little lost weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of enjoyable, because I went through a period where I was, sad.
Yeah.
I was sad, and then I look at it, and because my brother's apartment is like a very reasonable lease agreement, right?
Right.
And there's rent control and all that. I'm like, well, where are you going to live for this price? And and I love this area now. Like, it grew on me. So I was always a beach guy, kind of.
Oh, yeah?
Beach
Right,
person.
that's because you live down south at...
in Seal Beach, for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But then I kind of outgrew the beach, to be frank.
Really?
Yeah, because you sort of... I always swam in the ocean. The Orange County beaches are clean, so you can swim in the ocean, body surf. It's good exercise. And I got accustomed to it. But then, like the past 3 or 4 years, I noticed... when I'd go in the ocean, it would intimidate me more.
Oh, yeah.
When you're younger, you'll tackle a big wave, either if you're on your boogie board or whatever, and you're fearless. And, you drink enough ocean water, by eating it a couple times.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
It's not as exciting.
No.
And it loses its luster.
You do kind of realize your mortality.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
last time I was in the ocean was in Ocean City, Maryland, couple years ago, and I'm riding this wave like a big shot.
Yeah.
I love it. I love riding a wave just without a surfboard or anything.
It feels great. Yeah, body surfing, hell yeah.
This, luckily,
catch it just right. It's
by
awesome.
nature, I stick my arms out in front of my head when I do that. But this wave sent me crashing into the ground.
Oh, that's the worst.
And I still hit my head, even though my arms, and I knew to brace myself, right? I knew what was happening. So I braced myself, and my arms got the impact, but I still hit my head. And I realized I could have easily just broken my neck.
That's a rude awakening, right?
Right.
Yeah. See, I body surf like this. This is how I was taught to body surf as a kid. Was you put your hands down here.
So
right?
I'd have been dead.
So you could kind of, And the problem is when you put your hands out, you can break your wrists. If you eat it into the
Fine with
the
me.
sand.
I'd much rather break my wrist.
than your neck. Yeah, I don't
Totally.
blame you. Yeah.
My wrist produced no thoughts, no cognitive skills whatsoever. And no mobile, I got to be mobile.
Yeah.
I got to, I got to be walking around and at least alive.
You have to be able to stand and hold the mic.
Yes. It's stand-up comedy.
And speak.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. No, I think the last couple of times I went in the water, maybe it was like a month ago, I basically caught 3 waves body surfing, and then I wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to stay out here for 2 hours,
Yeah.
get burnt to a crisp. But now I'm like, okay, I think that's enough because I can tell my limits.
Yeah.
And there is a weird acknowledgement that we tried to be in denial, maybe.
Me, I am
It's
big
like,
time.
oh, I'm still a young surfer, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like, no, you're not.
No, you're not. And like, we kind of get by because we're comics and we don't have that insurance job. We're just living this life like we're 23 years old. We have our own schedule, and like people tell us we're young or young at heart or whatever.
Sure,
and
yeah.
you still want to do all that. Well, that's the other thing. You want to do the stuff. You
Yeah.
don't want to just be like, oh, I can't do it. What about sharks, dude? Are you scared of sharks?
No, I'm not. I'm not worried about sharks because I've never really seen too many sharks. Like
Yeah.
between Huntington, Newport, and all those like Orange County beaches.
Yeah.
And Seal Beach. But what I have seen, which is wicked, is jellyfish, and those are kind of intimidating because they're just floating.
Yeah.
And one time we were with our daughter. This is when she was only like 5 years old. We went to Santa Monica Beach, right?
Yeah.
And it was like whatever it was 20 years ago. We went to Santa Monica Beach, and my daughter was kind of a good swimmer, because we give her swimming lessons very early. Because that's a big thing. That's like the number one killer of kids under 5 is drowning.
I can see that.
Yeah, so you want your children to know how to swim, right?
It's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big one,
It's weird
yeah.
that human beings don't naturally know how to swim.
Yeah, and so we took her to the YMCA when she was 2, and so she was a pretty good swimmer. But man, she came out screaming and crying in the water. I'm like, what's going on? And she didn't know, because she's 5.
Yeah.
And she got stung by a jellyfish.
Dude.
And I've never been stung by a jellyfish.
I have.
And when your child is in intense pain and you can't help them, they're looking at you for something. So I go, hold on a minute. So I take her to the lifeguard, and he put something on her.
Yeah.
But she's just like,
Yeah. It doesn't work.
Your heart's breaking. And
Yeah.
he put, forgive me, I forgot what it was, but he had like a kind of a like defense mechanism for that kind of a bite or sting. And then after about 15 minutes, she was okay. But man,
that's
it
good.
scared the hell out of me. You've been stung by him?
Countless times, because I grew up in Maryland where they're very common. So
Okay.
I even used to lifeguard at this beach, and the beach was closed after July 4th because there was just so many jellyfish. You couldn't get around them. And so it's so funny, by the middle of June, people are just getting stung like crazy because they're starting to show up.
Well, it hurts, right?
It
It's like-
hurts incredibly. And my poor brother, when he was like 5 years old,
Yeah.
he got hit by this. It was all over his body.
That's crazy.
And he was just dying, dude. He was just dying. It went on for hours. It was horrible.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this immense pain. Yeah, so they said, then I found out later from a few guys, they're like, also if the lifeguard's not around, which sounds like a weird thing, you can pee on it or something, right?
Well, according
Like,
to
I'm
the,
not going to pee on my daughter.
according to the sitcom Friends, yeah. And you're better off with the jellyfish sting
Yeah.
than that memory
Yeah.
and that transaction, because that's a relationship changer.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where like it's not going to work that well. Like
Yeah.
it's not going to go away instantly.
Yeah, it's not magical.
She's not gonna feel the piss on her arm and then go, and it's instantly. She go, oh, that makes sense. She's just gonna be like,
Yeah.
dude pissed on my arm. Dad
Yeah.
pissed on my arm.
Yeah. What's your dad?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, social services is that your
Yeah.
fault. No, I think if it was my wife, I'd pee on her, no problem, right?
Dude,
Because she would know the drill.
it's
Be
an
like, "Look,
opportunity."
This is what we're. It's an
We weren't
opportunity.
going to do this normally.
Yeah.
I'm not into it. You're not into it, but let's try it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Who knows?
Yeah. The 2 nights later, you might pee
Maybe-
on me again. Yeah.
Maybe this is our new thing. Yeah.
It becomes a thing. But
Yeah.
no,
Let's go to the Home Depot. I want to get some plastic wrap on the way home from the beach.
But I wish I could remember what the guy used on her. But it was very effective. But man, it was wicked. I was just like, man, how did you get stung by a jellyfish? I've been going in the ocean, at that time for probably 35 years or something. It's like I've seen them,
I've never
And they're
heard.
ominous looking, but
I've never heard of jellyfish in California.
yeah, and I just get out of the water. Well,
Yeah.
Huntington had them. I think that's where I saw it. And then she got it in Santa Monica, but in Huntington, I would see the jellyfish quite often. I think maybe it's a certain time of the season that they come out.
What a nasty fucking.
Yeah.
Is it even an animal? There's just these blobs.
Yeah, it's
just
like a blob,
chilling.
yeah.
They have no brain. They
Yeah.
gotta have something, right? But all they
Yeah.
do is one thing. They just expand and contract, and it gives them a bit of motion. But they're not going anywhere. They can't control their lives.
And
they're just stinging your ass. That's their
and
whole
'cause
life.
if you touch them, they feel attacked, right? So that's what happens. That's where they'll.
I think it just has a natural chemical in their tentacles
Oh,
that
man.
takes a certain nutrient out of your arm. That's my take on it. I'm sure I'm not 100% right about that, but that's the deal. Their tentacles react with your skin, and I don't know what benefit it gives them. I think it kills fish, and then they eat the fish, so the fish just die right there,
Yeah.
and they suck up the nutrients. So I think they suck up nutrients with their tentacles. I don't
Did you
know.
ever get? Did you guys ever go grunion hunting? Did they have grunion in
Grunion
Maryland?
are fish that can walk on the beach.
They're what they are is they're these fish. They're actually kind of tasty, and there's a certain time the grunion. Some people think it's like mythical,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's real, and because I've gone grunion hunting.
Yeah. Grunion hunting.
yes.
That should be the name of your next album.
Grunion hunting. But what they do is they're spawning, so they come on shore
Yeah.
to lay their eggs, and they're like silvery and and usually it's at night, so it's like a fun trip. You go out there like around 9 o'clock at night. You turn your back to the ocean, within reason.
Yeah.
And the grunions come on shore, and then they wiggle their way back into the water.
Okay.
So that's when you grab them, right?
Yeah.
And they're little, squiggly, and then you put them in the ice cooler.
Right.
And then, of course, you chop off the head, the tail.
Of course.
Gut it. But
It's a great time for
yeah,
the grunion.
no, but it's really fun. And sometimes they don't show up, right?
Yeah.
They'll say the grunion are going to run, let's say, like late July, right?
So they have it down to a science. They know when it's going to happen. Yeah.
So the grunion are running this time, and so you go in there, and then sometimes there'll only be a couple of grunions, so they're not running like you anticipated. But then other times, like, especially when I was younger, and I would just be on the beach at 9
Yeah,
o'clock because
yeah.
I was retarded in a way. Which is so dangerous to be in the ocean at 9 o'clock after having a couple of beers and smoking weed.
Yeah, all night.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, but at least I was with other people, so it's a little safer. But
The
still,
buddy system. The stoned buddy system.
And one night, man, they were just running just random. And so we were catching them. We didn't keep them. We threw them back. But it was exciting because there was so many of them.
Yeah.
But we didn't anticipate it. It just happened. So sometimes it's not an exact science.
Yeah.
When they're going to run.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a fun.
What does
time.
that do for the grunion? What do they get out of it?
I think all they get out of it is death and despair.
But they have the instinct. They can't help themselves.
Yeah, because they have to, I guess, spawn. So they're coming on to lay their eggs.
Okay.
And then as you get older, you get a little more humanitarian-ish.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh man, they're pregnant. They're coming up there.
Sure.
I'm killing a pregnant
You're
mom.
just picking it up and throwing it 30 feet into the
aborting
ocean.
her children.
Yeah, cutting her head off. It's savage.
Yeah,
Gene.
that is savage.
That's savage, but you're just
that's
saving
not-
them from their jellyfish
Yeah,
fate.
that's not humane, but
So don't feel bad about
the
that.
jellyfish are ominous.
Yeah.
And so they're up to no good.
Yeah.
And the grunion have
Jellyfish should be hated more.
yeah.
I feel like sharks get a bad rap. Fucking jellyfish are just awful. I've never been bitten by a shark. I shouldn't say that.
Oh, I got
but
bit
I've
by
been
a shark.
stung by.
Not a real shark. I got bit by a sand shark.
Okay.
They lay on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
Or the bay, and we were fishing, and my fishing pole went over, so I dived in to get the fishing pole out of the water.
Yeah.
And I guess I stepped on the sand shark.
Yeah.
And then it bit, almost like a jellyfish.
So
And so I just scrambled up, but it hurt like a mofo.
So a shark can it bend backwards or did it bend sideways to bite you? You think?
A sand shark kind of lays on the floor, so it doesn't
Dick
really
move.
have the is it a dolphin, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, what's it called? The shark thing they have?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it's called a dolphin.
Oh, you mean like the little fin?
Yeah, the
little
skag.
fin.
Yeah, the fin.
Thing that sticks out of the water in Jaws. That thing?
Yeah. So they don't have a fin.
Right, I saw one of those in San Diego.
They're just on the bottom floor. Those and stingrays, you know. And so you got to be careful because if you touch them, they feel like they're being attacked.
Dude,
so that's
I
what they do.
am. You want to know how dumb I am? When I was 18 in Maryland, we had this bridge.
First of all, I already know how dumb you are. So
Yeah, no, I'm even dumber.
Oh, okay.
It's about to go down 2 pegs.
Okay. All right.
All right, you know me.
Okay.
Now picture me 18 years old. There's this bridge in my town, and we used to jump off the bridge every once in a while. No big deal.
All right.
That's no big deal. That's not dumb. That's fun.
Yeah.
But
what could possibly go wrong?
One day we went there, and the current was so visibly strong.
Okay.
That it was, so dumb to jump in.
Like rip currents and just chopping?
You could see it. It's usually just kind of meandering under the bridge.
Yeah.
Now it's racing. Okay. So, but I'm a strong swimmer.
Yeah.
And I don't think much of it.
You didn't have to make an adjustment. You're like, that's fine.
I've spent my life up to this point jumping off rocks in the Adirondacks, diving off cliffs like an idiot. I'm so lucky to be alive 10 times over. And we saw what we call in Southern Maryland, it's like a stingray. It's called a skate.
Okay.
And so it's just like this stingray, but if you step on this thing's back, it shoots its tail up like a knife.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly.
So we see one of these fuckers in the water, and we still decide we're going to jump in. Now, my job as a lifeguard, it's my duty to tell people, get out of the water.
Yeah.
There's a skate in the water.
Yeah.
Okay? But here I am.
Get out of the water, but I'm going in.
So I'm at this bridge. I'm jumping off. If I land on this thing's back, first of all, I'm wearing a skate like a dress.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have a knife in the back of my spine.
Oh, man.
I lived to tell. I lived to tell the tale. I did it. I jumped. I didn't hit it, obviously.
Yeah.
The current didn't fucking get me that bad. But, I mean, it's just dumb. It's
but you
just
can see it, right?
stupid. As somebody whose job it was to tell people about aquatics and water safety, and then I'm just doing this shit in my spare time after I get off work, the obituary would be ridiculous. Matt was a lifeguard who did the dumbest shit off of this bridge.
Yeah, that almost would be that. Hey, dummy, jumped. Lifeguard
Stupid
dummy.
Idiot.
Yeah.
With great education.
Yeah. Expert in swimming safety, dies from jumping off. Well, a lot of people perish because what they'll do is they'll get drunk.
Yeah.
And like the Steel Beach Pier.
Yeah.
My daughter had one friend. She lost her dad because this is before my daughter knew her, but she was without a dad, this girl, because he was with friends and at Seal Beach, and they were drinking, and he jumped off the pier because they're drinking, they think they're fearless, but at night. People don't realize you get super disoriented in the ocean. Like you jump into the ocean at night, you don't know which way is up. And he ended up, dying, drowning.
Yeah.
And I told my daughter, I'm like, man, that's why you don't swim in the ocean at night.
Yeah.
People do it. They think it's fun and cool. But
it is.
It's a bad idea.
It's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
And anytime you get into the ocean, as much as we're talking about how fun it is and everything, it's like going into like the Amazon jungle. You are not. The rules of Earth society do not, or land society do not apply. You don't know what the fuck's in there.
You got zero visibility, and you're going in there, and you're inebriated, so it's easy to get disoriented.
Yeah.
I had one friend, this was in Long Beach, and he swam, and I ran into him like a few years later, right? And my friend Eric was telling me, do you know, what's his name? Dane, I think was his name. Not Dane Cook.
Sure. I can't picture Dane Cook doing any of this shit for some reason.
But this dude, like almost on a dare, he decided to swim the channel from one end of the Long Beach Bay to the other.
Yeah.
And so I see him a few years later. I go, "Oh, dude, you're legendary. You know that, right?" And he goes, "Why is that?" He goes, "Because didn't you like swim across the channel one night at midnight? You're like impressing some of your friends and shit." He goes, "Dude, that was the dumbest fucking thing I ever did." He goes, "I got halfway in,
Yeah.
and I realized I was fucked. I was in way over my head,
Tired, right?
Yeah."
You
He
got
said,
tired.
the tale sounds better than the reality.
Yeah.
Of it. He goes, "It was the dumbest fucking thing I ever did."
Right. He's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, and he said he barely made it, man, with every ounce of strength he had in his
Because
body.
I used to be a real competitive swimmer. And so I would swim, year round for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. My brother did too. And we were at this lake at the Adirondacks. We used to vacation there. And we're like, hey, we're going to swim out to the rocks, right? And luckily we had somebody in a boat, like a rowboat, to do it with us. But me and my brother got tired, all right? But my older cousins,
Yeah.
they didn't swim year round. They didn't swim like that. And so whenever I see my cousin Danny, he still tells me, like, dude,
You almost killed us?
We're lucky that rowboat was there because
Thinking that they could keep up or whatever.
because if I got tired, I know they got ridiculously tired. And plus, I don't remember anybody grabbing onto the rowboat, but without the rowboat, the psychological implications where you would probably just panic.
Yeah.
And then me and my brother, we're like 12 years old. He's 10 years old. I'm 12. We can't save these big Jersey dudes.
No.
They're huge,
and
man.
They'll take you under trying to survive.
Of course. That's before my lifeguard training. I would have fallen for it.
Yeah.
I would have just gone under like Jason Voorhees, bro.
No, they think you're a buoy, and so they'll, when someone's in survival mode,
they're not thinking.
Yeah, they're not thinking, and they're survival. That's it, and so they'll push you down under just to buy themselves a few extra seconds,
dude.
And you got to like distance yourself.
You got to stay away.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I did that to my brother once, and we were younger. We were in. There's a place called Newport Dunes, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just a bay. And so it has like this big whale, right? Like fiberglass whale in the middle of the bay.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to swim out to the whale. So at the time, I was like 9 years old. I wasn't that good of a swimmer. My brother, is a few years older. He's a little bit better of a swimmer. All of a sudden, I'm dog paddling out there, right?
Yeah.
And then I start running out of gas. And next thing I know, I grabbed onto his shoulders, and he's like, "Gene, what are you doing?" I'm like, but then I pushed him down.
Oh, shit.
Like I pushed him down.
Yeah.
And then I made it to the whale.
Yeah.
And then I had to, but I almost drowned him.
Yeah.
Because I didn't mean to do that.
Right.
But then I was just sitting on the whale going, man, how am I going to get back?
Yeah, dude. Let's stay here a couple days.
Yeah.
Let's pack a lunch.
And my mom didn't know. She's a single mom with 4 kids. She doesn't know the limits that me and my brother have or much about it.
Our parents didn't know what we were doing all day.
Yeah, that was not a good thing.
Even if my parents were together and they still didn't know. They still didn't know what we were doing because you just walk out of the house and do whatever the fuck. And then when we got cars, we're talking about jumping off bridges and stuff like that.
That was crazy.
Do you know the survival float? Do you know about the survival float?
What's that?
So what you do is when you're in a situation like that,
right?
You stop and you just float on your stomach.
Like just...
So your feet will
almost like a dead...
Your feet will hang down.
Okay.
It's called the dead man's float as well.
Okay.
And then you just rest. And then every 10 seconds or so, you take a breath. And then you fill your lungs up with air. And then you're able to float. You blow out the air, take another breath. And so if you fall overboard, that's what you do. You don't swim. You just chill out.
Because if you swim, you're going to run out of gas.
You're going to run out of gas. And it also, I'm sure, helps with the panic of everything.
Yeah.
But if you're flailing, you're going to run out of...
If you're flailing. Yeah, for sure. Man, it's a weird thing. And I'll tell you, man, it sucks in a way, the getting older, because there are things that you have to be realistic about.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a rude awakening. Because, we like to think, not in a machismo way, but we like to think we're, just whatever that word is, just like
Invincible.
Invincible. Thank
Yeah.
you. And the truth is, you start to see your limits. Like you were saying, like body surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so. I remember coming in and putting my arms out because sometimes it's like crash into the sand. And I was like, oh, that's not good either because I can break my
And we got
wrist.
all this weight on top, behind us now too, right?
That's
If
right.
you hit the ground, you got like all these pounds.
Yeah, it's different when I was like 185. Yeah. But then you hit 230.
And it's just like all that weight just crushing your neck.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. And you can't catch your breath.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
It's not good.
I the last time I went skateboarding, I got hurt, and it was 5 years ago now.
Okay.
It seems like just yesterday because I went skating during the pandemic. I was in New York, and I was like, there's.
Well, you came from a different era, so like your skateboarding was like street skating.
Yes.
More.
But I skated vert ramps too.
Okay.
But still, I actually wanted to talk about this. You were here
Yeah.
for like the birth of
Ty
what is
Page, Ed Nadelin.
the beginning
But
of
those were Huntington Beach guys.
Yeah.
And then the Rad Pack, whatever the fuck.
the Dogtown Z Boys.
Yeah, the Dogtown guys. They kind of, like, it's kind of bogus. It's really an urban tale to an extent. They acted like they invented
pool skating.
Yeah, but they didn't. Like, everybody was pool skating back then.
Right.
So, but they made it look like they were the pioneers of it. They really weren't. We pool skated I do remember this, though, the difference. Initially, when you would pool skate, you wanted to hit light. That's it. You wanted to hit the pool.
Coping seemed crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then eventually, these guys started hitting the lip.
Yes.
And then they started hitting the lip, doing a 360, and then coming down.
Right.
Like all of a sudden it went to another level.
Because they were pioneers in that respect.
Yeah, they were, for sure.
And so then they got to tell the story.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they had the photographs from Craig Steck or whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
They had the documents of it.
True.
So they got, and then Stacy Peralta, who was part of that crew, he went on to become very successful and then got into making movies with the Bones Brigade
the documentary,
videos.
yeah.
And then he got to make the documentary. So, but you're saying, like, what year are people starting to skate pools?
So we were skating the pools in, I want to say this had to be 75.
Okay.
And so my friend, he was just, what happened? I moved to this area, right?
Yeah.
And so some of the neighbors, they're like, stay away from that Danny Anderson kid, right? He's nothing but trouble. And I
Your
was
neighbors told you this?
Yeah.
When you moved in?
Yeah. And I was a hyperactive kid on Ritalin. So, of course, me and Danny become best friends.
Right. It's almost like they're telling you, like, hey, this guy can get you weed.
Hey, this guy's cool.
This guy's cool. He skates.
Yeah.
He's got cool hair.
And so he was one of those kids where, his parents came into a little bit of bread.
Yeah.
And so they deluxed their house. So when they would go on vacation, he would empty his pool. And that's...
Without his parents knowing?
Yeah, without his parents knowing. And it would kind of scratch up the pool a little bit.
Of course it would.
Yeah, and then he would, reset it, chlorine and all that shit.
Really? He knew how to, do the chemicals?
Yeah, it was nuts, man.
And just the water from a hose?
Yeah, and we just wanted to do it because we heard about it. We didn't know jack shit about it.
Sure, yeah. Yeah.
But we did it anyway. But then his thing was, it was funny because my thing was doing 360s because it was just that freestyle.
Let me stop
stuff.
you just for 1 second.
Sure.
I watched your half-hour special on Comedy Central.
Oh, yeah.
You come out at the end and do a bunch of 360s
Yeah, I do
on your
1080.
skateboard.
Yeah, 1080 flat.
What?
Yeah.
How? Do you tell them
And
you're
I
going to do
was 40, which is like...
Sure.
Yeah, it was weird. Because I tried it recently.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. I was in an audition.
Oh, man.
This is 8 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I got the audition by getting some footage together. I did a kickflip. I was 40. I did a kickflip in the
That's pretty
video.
impressive.
And I'm like, all right, I'm ready for this commercial audition. And I go in and they go, all right, let's see you do a bunch of 360s. And I go, huh. Because I used to do that in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I hadn't done it in a long time.
360s are kind of antiquated
Can I really
now.
do some 360s?
Yeah.
I started rolling backwards, And I just went for it. I did like a 720, 1080,
bad.
something like. I just, when you feel yourself in the zone,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm doing it, it's happening,
Oh, yeah.
and then you get like more than you think you're even gonna
I
get.
got my balance. Oh,
Yeah,
I got a little momentum happening.
Yeah.
I can get that one extra.
Right. And I'm like,
yeah.
no more takes. No more takes. I got it. But did you tell the director and shit you were gonna do that?
Yeah. I said I'm gonna come out on a skateboard because the backdrop was about how this was a peculiar thing in the 70s. They would ask you before you went to junior high school.
Yeah.
If you were going to, sounds racist, which it kind of is.
All right.
Are you going to be a surfer or a beaner lowrider? What do you, like,
And a beaner lowrider is just some guy that
just
in cars.
They cruise the lowriders, yeah.
Like as popularized by Cheech Marin.
Yeah, and they would
the
dress
first movie,
Cholo style.
Sure,
you know?
yeah.
And so Pendletons and that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no way. And a lot of the Mexican Americans are like, no way, man, I'm no beaner,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, no, I'm going to go surfing, but I'm a surfer. But the truth is, we're only like 12.
Yeah.
So we can't low ride. We don't have a license. And we can't surf. We don't have a car to get to the beach.
Yeah.
So we're still pretending, oh, no, man, I'm surfer all the way.
Yeah.
And so what I did with the special was I put a backdrop where it was, because we would hitchhike to Huntington, from La Mirada down Beach Boulevard. And so I said, when I was 12, you had to make a conscious decision if you were going to be a surfer or a lowrider.
Yeah.
And, I really didn't care about either one, but I said surfer because I didn't like cholos,
Yeah.
or gangbangers. And so then, like, the backdrop was simply these surfers are hitchhiking.
Yeah.
And they get picked up by these cholos, right?
Yeah.
In a lowrider,
Yeah.
convertible. And then initially, the surfers are like scared, right? Because cholos could be kind of intimidating.
Sure.
And they're scared, but then in the final, like, there's just 4 panels. And the final one, they're all like happy together, and I think there's a joint in there.
Yeah.
So it was. I go. So basically, this is what really happened. They all end up getting together and becoming friends.
Of course.
And it was a beautiful thing.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, because the cholos started listening to Zeppelin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then the surfers started liking some of that cruise music.
And so
it all kind of
that's kind of the epitome of, like, so as an outsider who's just looking at California from afar.
Yeah.
That sounds like the Suicidal Tendencies vibe to me.
A little bit,
where it's like kind of both cultures, kind of.
Absolutely.
Or like the Jay Adams.
Because you had
stuff.
the beach culture, and then you had, because even if you look at Tony Alva,
Jay Adams.
Yeah, the thing with that little Rat Pack that they had, these guys, Peralta, who's Mexican American, was Tony Alva.
Yeah.
And so it was a mixture. There weren't a lot of blacks, but it was like, it was Anglo and Hispanic.
Yeah.
And Asian.
Yeah.
And so that was like the vibe.
And still some black dudes too, though.
Yeah. Now there's definitely.
But I think there was even
one
one guy on the Zephyr team, if I'm not mistaken, but whatever.
Oh, maybe. Okay. Yeah. So that was like a different vibe. And what I remember, what I did get from it was when they showed Jay Adams, right? Which was like a cautionary tale because he ended up getting strung
jail.
out.
Yeah.
But what I did pick up from them was, oh, that's right. They had a sense of style when they skateboarded.
So
where we were just doing like tricks and they would make fun of Ty Page eventually because he was just doing handstands.
Right. So you saw both eras. So you saw that Beach Boys type style, like the chilling California.
Yeah, it went from
like kind of vanilla tricks.
Yeah, from clay wheels to urethane.
And so you saw like the change,
and
like
Simms Pure Juice. The precision bearings.
Right.
Yeah. So that changed the whole dynamic. The wider trucks, the double kicktail.
Right.
Like that became a different vibe.
Yeah.
And then of course I think it was Harbor or something.
Yeah.
Then people started liking the longboards.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't do the longboard was almost like a transportation vehicle.
Yeah.
Because they really wouldn't do as many tricks on it.
Yeah.
But so one time, P-Rod, right?
Who's P-Rod?
That's Paul Rodriguez's son.
Oh,
like
yeah. So he went pro. So Paul Rodriguez, for those that don't know, he is a huge comedian. He's a comic. He's still
kind of
comedy.
Iconic, been around forever.
80s and 90s, he was very popular. And his son, by the same name, goes on to become a huge professional skateboarder.
Yeah, he wins the inaugural Maloof Cup, gets like 3 golds there. But, he won other stuff. Like,
Shoe sponsorships, the whole thing.
Yeah, because Paul and I were on a gig, and his son called him, and he said, he's like, shit, man, my son just got $100,000 at the Maloof Cup.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And so when I met P-Rod the first time,
Yeah.
he's like 12. He's carrying a skateboard around. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I didn't think much of it. Just
Sure.
a 12-year-old
Lots of people have skateboards,
right?
yeah.
And then I meet him again when he's like 17 or 18, and he's driving a Sades, right? Because he's already rolling in the dough.
Yeah.
And Paul goes, hey, Gene's a skater. And he's like, oh, really? And I go, yeah, man. Let me see your board, right? I do the 1080.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I do the 1080.
Yeah.
And he's like, we don't do that anymore. That's what he said. Yeah. I go, what do you mean? Because I didn't know. And I had no idea how much it evolved.
Skateboarding had progressed. These
guys are getting air, doing a 1080 in the air and then coming down.
Did you miss like the 1980s? Like, where do you drop off? You drop off
I dropped off in the 90s.
Oh, so you did the whole 80s.
Yeah, so I knew like the 80s, I was still on point. That's
when I started,
Yeah, and then it really shifted radically in the 90s, and I got a little older, and so it wasn't my cup of tea, but it was evolving because it used to be a very, like, kind of Southern California sport initially. Yeah. And then by the time P-Rod was doing it, you had street skaters in Brazil,
dude,
like from every walk of life all over the world.
So let me tell you, I grew up in Southern Maryland, a very small town, and one day I'm walking through my neighborhood, and my neighbor has a half pipe, and there's like 5 guys skating it. Okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because the last time I saw skateboarding, it was actually the same guys.
Okay.
But they were younger, and they were skating these plastic banana boards, right? Which weren't even real skateboards. They were skateboards that were like from Kmart or whatever.
You could buy those skateboards
anywhere, really.
Yeah, and they would come. There was a Caliente 500, and everything would be already in there, but they were shitty trucks. They were shitty bearings. But it would come complete.
Yeah,
you could buy that from Kmart for like
right. So we didn't have skate shops. So my point is, this is 1985, and we're in the middle of nowhere, and it's hit my town, and now from the school bus, but they were older than me, so I wasn't like cool with them.
Right.
But I was cool with one guy.
Okay.
And you grab Transworld magazine off of him.
Oh, nice.
And Thrasher magazine off of them. And now, like, that's our internet.
Yeah.
We're like, looking at these magazines, like, look at all this shit that's going out in California. And California is just what do you call it? Like a general idea, an abstract idea. Like, we don't even really know. I haven't really looked in the map to see what California is.
Yeah.
I'm just like, there's this whole thing going on, and I want in. And me and a couple friends, dude, that's all we did was look at. Now we have the luxury of just looking through Instagram every hour on the hour. I would just look at those 2 magazines all month long, over and over and over and over again, to the point where I know these obscure names of amateur sponsored skateboarders from 1988. Like, I just know these guys. If I saw them, I'd recognize them and I'd know their name. But that's how obsessed I was. And that's how little there was for me to really latch onto. But it really changed my life.
But it was like a California vibe initially. But then I think what people realized, you can skate anywhere.
Anywhere. And then you don't need to
be by the beach or on the pier.
By the early 90s, there was like an East Coast branch of skateboarding. New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C., we're getting coverage. That's how good these guys were. We also had the luxury of thinking that everyone in California was as good as the magazines. And so we're like, we better get fucking good. You know what I mean?
We're going to show up.
I still roll around town in L.A. I see guys that aren't that good. I'm like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? You're Southern California. You got to be better than that.
Yeah, and you got to be devoted, like really to get good at it. The interesting thing was it was such a male sport.
Oh, yeah.
And now there's all kinds of women.
I turned on a TV in some hotel room
impressive.
at the X Games or whatever, and these women, they're like 16, 18, 20 years old. They are shredding.
That kills
because
me.
there always used to be one female skater who, like, in the group, she was good. Like there was skateboarders that were good,
but kind of a tomboy back then,
but
maybe a little bit.
But they didn't really, in my experience, really match up with the best of the guys.
Right,
they were better than
right.
some of the guys, but they weren't the best. I see these women doing like all this gnarly shit with such a laid back, confident style. I'm like, hell yeah. I almost thought it gave me like sexist ideas like, oh, women can't skate. But now I know.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking can.
Yeah.
You know? Like, I'm not showing my face around these women.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, definitely. No, because, I remember one guy impressed us all because he would do nose spins, right?
Yeah.
But then, it all became old hat. Like, it wasn't, and, it's almost like with motocross or BMX. Some of the stuff these guys do, I'm like, when did that start?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know.
Because every generation has to take it to another level.
I know.
Right when you think it's plateaued, it hasn't.
Right,
They
because
just constantly reinvent.
Because you look at so like vert skating was very popular in the 80s, and vert skating was awesome. These guys doing 10-foot airs, McTwists, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it went out of fashion in the 90s because you had to have a half pipe to skate, and people just don't have half pipes, right? So street skating started becoming great in the 90s. Then there's these fringe vert skaters. Then you turn on the X Games, and they got like 20-foot ramps and these huge launch ramps where they're like propelled 100 yards across the fucking sky.
That's insane.
And then Danny Way is flying over the Great Wall of China all of a sudden. And like, where does it go from there? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's jumping out of a helicopter into a ramp. Like, this shit is just fucking crazy. Because you think vert skating's dead, and now it's even like crazier than it ever was before.
It just went to another level. Yeah.
And you got to build the ramp just to get to that other level.
Hey, and by the way, so you the last time you rode your skateboard was 5 years ago, right?
Well, not rode, but the last time I like tried anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because I have a Sector 9, right,
Yeah.
board at my house. I probably bought it 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think I've only ridden it half a dozen times. And so, like, when we were living in Seal Beach, I'm like, all right, I'm not, enough fucking around. I got to take this board out and really use it.
Yeah.
I hadn't done it in so long, and I was out of shape, and I had, booze and weed in me from, years of fucking being stupid.
Sure.
And I remember just trying to ride it up the Strand. I'm like, holy fuck. I thought it would just be like riding a bike.
Yeah.
And it was like, no, man, and I got tuckered out quick.
Right.
And I knew if I was going to do it, I had to do it on the reg, or otherwise I was never going to get to that next level. But then, like you were saying, I also realized, my bones are brittle now. If I fucking eat it, if I face plant, there might be no coming back from that.
That's exactly what happened to me. So I did this. I went over, I was at a skate park in New York, fall of 2020, appropriately. And I go over, the pyramid, and my back foot, I do an ollie.
Okay.
And my back foot comes off. And I know what's going to happen. Like one foot's going to get taken by the skateboard. One foot's going to be stuck on the ground. Can't control it, even though I know it's going to happen. But what really happens is I land on my hand, and my hand is hurting for a week, to the point where do I have to go to the hospital? And that's when I realized, I think I was about 45 years old. And I go, dude, you got away with it. You're skating these ramps when you're a kid. You're trying these handrails. You're going down these steps. You're doing all this skateboarding when you're a kid, and you can still walk around, and you don't have any major injuries. What the fuck are you doing going back to the scene of the crime at this age? And that was it for me. I did have a moment where I'm like, you're not a skateboarder anymore, which kills you because you always think you're a skateboarder.
Because you're like, oh, no, this is second nature. And it's not. Like, for instance, I'm not proud of this, but the last time I got in a fight, right?
Yeah.
Was 10 years ago. And I was getting my ass kicked, and I never got my ass kicked before, really, you know. But I realized when I was younger, one time I got in a brawl. I was helping a friend do security at his club, and these guys were fucking around, these frat boys. But I was a little buzzed, and we were, there was more of them than there were us.
Yeah.
And because I was buzzed, I was like, oh shit, I'm not at my,
Yes.
you know. And, but the frat boys were kind of okay, because one of their friends was the guy that was fucking up.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, I singled him out and bounced him out. But then they came up on me, and I was like, oh, shit. But then they were kind of cool because they kind of had me against a car. And I thought they were going to wail on me, you know, like old school street fighter.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They just said, hey, you got to chill. You got to chill. I go, no problem, man. It's done, you know. But then, like, I think a few years after that, I got in a fight with a kid, and I was wearing a hoodie, right? I think I was like in my late 40s. And I'm wearing a hoodie, and I'm like, oh, you can still, you know, you know how to
still got it.
You still got chingazos in you, you know? Fucking this kid who was like 27 pulls the hoodie over my head, starts wailing on me.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, oh, my God, this sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so these people come out, and I was like, whoa, come on, man. And I, you know, take the hoodie off and shit. Like, all right, let's go, right?
Yeah.
So almost like we had like this weird structured like fight, this weird street fight in the condos of Seal Beach.
The streets of SB.
Yeah, the streets of Seal Beach, And so then we go.
Those guys are tough, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
like
go
you're
another
saying,
round. Yeah, because the kid had some skills.
And they're in good shape. They serve.
He's in great shape.
Yeah.
And he's like in great shape.
They can hold their booze.
Yeah, and
all
he's
that
got
shit.
some martial arts in him.
Yeah,
you know, so
UFC is always part of the equation these days.
He knew some of his shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, fuck, man. And then I grab his nards, right? and so there's like three guys watching us, like they're kind of refereeing.
Yeah.
He was like, he's grabbing my. I was like, I don't give a fuck, because now I'm just thinking survival mode.
Sure.
So,
Dead man's float.
Yeah. So
in fight style. Yeah.
And I'm running out of gas, man. So we get up for a third round, right? And I'm like, all right, fuck it. Let's do it, third round, but I'm running out of gas.
Sure you are.
I'm beat up and
I'm getting tired. I'm getting tired myself just sitting on this couch.
Yeah. And
That
then
sounds
I remembered
exhausting.
I had pepper gas.
There's
on me.
exercise, and then there's exercise where someone's beating the shit out of you.
That's not the exercise you enjoy, you know? Like, that doesn't give you the exhilaration.
Yeah.
And then I remembered, you got gas on you. So I took out my pepper gas, and then I squirted them before we hit round 3. And then, like, it started to take its effect on him, because then I kind of came out ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he bailed, right? So he bails, and then a sheriff comes by, and he's like, heard there was trouble here, this Orange County sheriff. I go, no, we worked it out, right? That's what I told him. Then he leaves, and then like a half hour later, I guess the dude had his girlfriend take him to emergency.
Yeah.
Because of the pepper gas.
Yeah.
And 2 sheriffs show up, and they're like, whoa, what happened? One of them's the original guy.
Oh, dude.
You said everything was cool.
For me?
Yeah. For me, it was. Got our new hat, you know, because the guy left his hat behind.
I learned a new move. You pull the hoodie down, and you hit the guy.
You know what? Someone's got a hoodie. Pull it down. Get out of there.
He was a worthy opponent.
Yeah,
worthy
he was
opponent.
Good.
Yeah.
And so he said, so we got a call from emergency personnel. This guy came into the emergency, the ER, because he got pepper gassed.
Yeah.
Right? But then, because he was still belligerent, he had told him, like, he got in a fight.
Yeah.
So they're like, do you want to press charges? He's like, no, not really. Right?
Yeah.
So they hit me up, do you want to press charges? I go, well, does he want to press charges?
Yeah.
And they said, no. I go, all right, let's not worry about it.
Yeah,
I go, "That's
cool.
fine." But after that, I learned your fighting days.
Yeah.
You know, you thinking you're a tough guy.
Sure.
You know, nightclub dude, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Justified you being stupid. Those are over.
Yeah.
You know, those are over. Because that guy could have really, in the wrong situation, could have really fucked me up.
Well, not to mention,
it was just dumb.
Not to mention in the age of like World Star and like,
I felt like an
UFC, there's a whole new era of hitting someone while they're already on the ground.
Right,
You know,
right.
and
Showing
that's,
zero mercy.
That's just nasty.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, Cobra Kai shit.
Yeah, it's not good. And it's also not good that, like, that's when I started getting more therapy.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are you still angry? You're in your 40s.
Right.
What are you still angry about?
Yes.
You know, because that's
Yes.
what stokes it. You know, you got pent up anger from,
It's
without getting too Freudian, I mean, like childhood trauma
of
stuff
course
comes in.
and adulthood traumas too, man.
Yeah, absolutely,
Like
absolutely.
just the years and
You're
years
mad.
and years. You get mad so easily, and if somebody does one thing, you feel like they did it all to you.
Yeah, you learn not to take things personally. You know, one good thing.
Yeah.
One good thing about my daughter.
It's hard though. It's hard.
It is hard because
Yeah.
I used to get road ragey in my
Yeah.
30s and 40s. And once my daughter started driving, which is already, drives you crazy at first.
Sure.
No pun intended. But
Sounds
like,
dangerous.
Yeah.
It seems dangerous.
But then I noticed, like, when she was in her 20s and people would cut her off or do this or that. Same with Paul Rodriguez. They wouldn't get angry at the person.
Yeah.
They wouldn't roll down. They wouldn't go, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
So when Bianca did that, and she kind of kept her cool.
Yeah.
And I started to realize, they'll get theirs eventually. So then, they will. Like,
Yeah.
karma's going to show up at the
Right.
door. So now when I'm driving and people cut me off
Yeah.
or they're on my ass,
Yeah.
there was a time I'd brake check them. I was
Oh
really
yeah.
aggressive. And now I'm just like, go ahead, man, go do your thing.
It's
I
just
don't-
it's gonna
I don't
pass.
care. It's been like that for a decade now.
You get to a point where you can't control other people's behavior, and there's not much you can do, and escalating it won't help. When I first started driving in LA, so I'm from the sticks, dude.
Right.
So when
Okay.
you get here, it's just
Yeah.
crazy, and it's more than just you're angry at the person. You're scared for your life, and so you react.
Right.
And then I came up with the idea that, well, the windows are up, and so in order to make myself feel better, as like a valve, I'm going to scream and yell.
With the window up?
No, with the window up, so like maybe they can't hear it.
So you can vent?
But I'm just going to vent it out.
Yeah.
But then you just start thinking like that. Then you start like calling people names, and then the next thing you know, the window's down and you're doing it. I booed somebody today. See, that's my thing now. I'm not going to call them names or anything, but like somebody took a left turn like way after it turned red, and they were looking at their phone.
You
I just go,
heckled them? Instead of fuck you.
Yeah, no horn, no curse words, just like boo. And they didn't even notice because they were on their phone. It was wild.
Oh, I got one time I was on the 110. This is sad and pathetic. This is like 15 years ago. I'm on the 110, and this guy cuts me off, right?
Yeah.
So I cut him off, and because I'm stupid.
Sure.
And then this is what he did. He shows a gun, and you know what I did? I ducked. like that was gonna, you know what I mean? That was gonna save my life.
So you kind of stopped in traffic, and you're driving down the street.
We're driving down a 110 freeway. So we're moving. We're doing like 60 each. And then he shows a gun. I was like, yikes! And I put my head down. And I'm like, all right, let him go. And then he got up on the next off ramp. And I go, you know what? That was a stupid thing you did.
All around.
Yeah. But
Both
again, sides, retards. One time there was a guy.
But that was you like out in the lake.
Yeah.
Like that was like you weren't thinking.
No.
Exactly. You were scared for your life.
And there was, like, I don't know why I thought, if you duck, like, you're going to beat a bullet going 800 miles an hour. But one time.
Well, you're going 60.
And this is when things were rough, right? My daughter was only like maybe a year old, 8 months old or something. And financially, like, I'm not getting enough gigs.
Right.
And I'm freaking out.
I wonder what that's like, yeah.
You know? And so, financially strapped, and I'm worried, like, God, I got to provide for this child.
Yeah.
And so I'm just always on edge,
Yeah.
And my wife would would work during the day, and I would do my gigs at night, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. So one day I'm driving in the Volkswagen Fox.
Oh.
You were kind of fancy.
Yeah.
And this dude cuts me off. And at the time, I'm an angry young man.
Sure.
Angry young man.
A lot of problems.
Mad at everything.
A lot of stress.
Yeah. And I go, fuck you. And he's like, fuck you. And I go, pull over, motherfucker. And he pulls over like a dummy. And I get out of the car and I'm fucking livid because I'm gonna open him up, right?
Sure.
Because that's how stupid I was. I swear to God, this guy lowers his window and he goes, "I'd fight you, but I'm an actor and I can't fuck up my face."
Oh my God.
That's what he said. You're talking about an LA.
Oh my
and I go,
God.
"Oh my, are you serious, dude?"
That's
like,
the worst threat of all time.
I'm on the way to an audition. And I can't fight because I don't want to fuck up my face.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
But he just
bought that?
Yeah. He just haired out. I was like, go ahead, man.
Because in a way, you already won.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
that's good.
That's bitching out. There's backing out of a fight, and then there's like, I can't do it because I'm a huge pretty boy pussy.
Yeah. He was like,
with an imaginary career.
Exactly.
And you were like, but then you also
an imaginary career.
But then as the fellow an artist, you were like, you know what, man, go make yours.
Yeah.
Go do your thing.
And it was actually
I'm gonna go do my thing. Yeah.
But I loved his conviction. Like he was like, dude, I'd fight you, but he was like, okay.
It's also a huge relief. You go, you just like won. You won without fighting.
Yeah, because you don't want to pummel the guy.
You don't want to.
You got pent up anger. You're like, I don't want to do that. It's not good. You know, you can get whatever. It can derail your life.
It's like a moment of clarity where you go, oh, what the fuck am I doing? Yeah, I can't be doing this.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I got a daughter at home.
Right.
Like, I can't. I have a new baby. Like, this is a dumb thing to do. You know?
He gave you an out.
If I'm already scrambling for gigs, this isn't going to help.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't going to put more, gigs on the table or food on the table.
Sure.
Yeah, but it was a great.
If anything, it'd be good for him because he'd show up at the audition like James Dean, all beat up. Like, this guy's edgy.
Wow.
Like,
this guy's got some edge.
Like, back then, you could be a bit of a dirtbag and they think it was artistic.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like you got to be if you want to be in that business, you got to be so fucking professional.
It'd be like a creative choice. You made, right?
Right.
Yeah. Going in there with a black eye.
I chose to get in a fight before this. I'm method.
Yeah. But it was so damn funny and amusing.
Oh God, yeah.
I just let it go, and then, like you said, I was relieved.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you got to work on your anger. You got to work on that stuff.
Right.
You can't have that pent up hostility now that you have a child because you have to show that child away.
You've got to be
all this stuff
outside of jail, outside of a courtroom. You've got to be out there with her.
Oh,
you
man.
know?
I don't know if you've ever been to jail, but I got a was it a dry reckless, right?
Yeah.
And I was in like my early 20s. And so I had called the court to get an extension on the fine, right?
Yeah.
So it was it got reduced to a dry, which can't be used against you as like a wet reckless can be used against you as a DUI.
Right.
If you do it again.
Yeah.
So, back then I paid a lawyer $500 and the judge went, you better stop that. Like that's how severe it was back in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so I call and I get an extension and so I think I'm copacetic. And I'm doing this gig. This is where I'm just starting. And there's a guy named Skippy Lowe. I don't know if you knew who Skippy Lowe was.
I know the name. I've heard the name.
Yeah, so Skippy Lowe was this really flamboyant gay guy.
Sure.
And he would put on these cabarets. And he would let young comics do like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And singers, right?
Yeah.
And so I go to the gig in Beverly Hills. It doesn't pay shit. Doesn't pay anything.
Sure.
But I went the wrong way on a one-way.
Yeah.
But there's no signage.
Yeah.
And I get pulled over by a Beverly Hills cop, and, he pops the lights, and he's like, Ruben, my real first name is Ruben, Gene's my middle name. He's like, Ruben Gene Pompa? I go, yeah. So I show him the license.
Yeah.
He's like, you got any tickets or warrants? I go, no, I take care of all my I'm in a suit, too. That's how I used to
I used to rock like that.
Always in a suit, yeah. And I'm like, no, I take care of all my tickets. And then he asked me to step out of the car, and I'm like, all right, whatever. And fucking cuffs me.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa, what's that? He goes, you got a deuce. I go, I got a what? He goes, you got a deuce. I go, what's that? He goes, that's like a DUI that you didn't pay the fine on.
What?
I'm like, what? I go, what are you talking about? I got an extension on that.
Yeah.
I'm paying it down. And he's like, sorry, man. And takes me to, Beverly Hills jail.
That actor's in the jail cell with you? Like now we'll have to play.
I meet that actor.
He's all beat up.
How about
He's
now?
like, post audition anger, man. I need to get the part.
Yeah, the last guy wasn't as nice. Yeah, so I'm in the jail. And then, but Beverly Hills jail is kind of weird, right?
Oh, yeah?
It's like a holding cell thing.
Sure.
And so they're going to feed me. I have to stay the night, and then they're going to feed
They
me.
take you to the Palms.
Well, no, not the boss, but he's like, the other guy's in there with me. He's like, yeah, he'll have like lunch or whatever they're offering. And he's like, yeah, that's good. And I go, what? Just like a kid. I'm like,
sure.
What are you serving? And he's like, beef stew. And I'm like, I'm okay.
Thinking you're going to get another chance to eat.
Yeah.
I'll stop at a Denny's
Yeah.
later tonight.
And then they bring the guy a milk. And I go, excuse me, I'll take some milk. He's
Yeah.
like, too late. I'm like,
God.
fuck, man.
Damn.
I didn't know. And then they took me from there, from Beverly Hills. That was really nice.
Sure.
They put me in a bus to LA County Jail.
Okay.
So now I go through the processing, right?
Yeah.
Which is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, dude. Especially since you thought you had your shit handled.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like a $500 they want, and I don't have it.
Sure.
My best friend's mom's like, we'll pay for it. I'm like, you know what? I have to stay overnight anyway.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah.
But when we're on the way on the bus, it was kind of funny because there's all these, inmates on the bus. Yeah. And it says LA County on the side. Right. And these young brothers, they kept yelling out the window, LA County football team, right?
At cars?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And everyone was laughing.
Yeah.
Because they're kind of lighthearted.
Sure.
And this one brother goes, I don't know why you guys are laughing, man. This shit ain't fucking funny.
He's right.
Yeah, right? And then the one guy goes, hey, man, they can, what do you say? They can lock me up, but they can't lock up my mind, right? That's what he says. And the brother goes, you can't fuck your mind. And the dude goes, I did last night.
So you just have the time of your life.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this is all right. It's like a little open mic.
I like my new fraternity.
Yeah.
My new team.
Yeah.
We don't have to play football. We just get to
So that was good. And then, I just got released on the own recognizant. And
that's good.
And when I talked to the judge, he said, I don't know who you talked to, man, but maybe it was a janitor or something. But you got to make sure you get a name.
Yeah.
He goes, but I'm going to let you off, and
that's nice.
We're going to waive the fee, and I was like, okay, cool.
That's good.
And there's so many bullshitters in there. This one guy goes, I said something about, I got to go get my car out of impound, right? And he's like, well, who's the tow guy? And I said, whatever it was. And he goes, oh, that's my best friend.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, no, it's not. He's full of shit.
Oh,
and the guy just, like, everything he said, he was just full of shit. Like, like he wanted me to buy him lunch there's a catering truck outside the jail.
Right.
And he goes, no, I'll get you. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm done with you. Get out of here. Yeah.
Like, we don't want any contact.
And you got to,
info.
like, front that you're tough, right?
Sure.
And I was kind of tough.
Yeah.
And also I was big enough, they don't fuck with you if you're a certain size. And also in jail, like a lot of my friends, like my Anglo friends and Jewish friends will be like, wow, you're not Mexican. But in jail, you are Mexican, like when they say Ruben Gene Pompa, they're like, hey, Pompa, and you're like, you got to hang with the essays.
Sure.
You don't go hang with the Anglos.
Sure.
You don't.
So after
or the
all,
brothers,
So the choice between Cholo and Surfer,
it turned out
just came with Cholo.
just came full circle. Cholo to the bone.
No waves in jail, baby.
Man.
I think that's going to do it for us. This was great. I got to have you back because I wanted to ask all these questions about your stand-up career, but fuck that. If we can just flow, that's even
cool
better.
With that. Yeah, we can talk about my jail time in prison.
Dude.
Being an ex-con.
Oh, yeah. All that shit. Thanks for coming by, Gene.
My pleasure,
I appreciate it so much.
Thanks.
Do you want to give your Instagram handle or anything like that?
Yeah, Gene Pompa at Instagram. And also, I'll be performing at the world-famous Laugh Factory Wednesday night, Long Beach. Come on down.
And we'll see if those improv avails worked out.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Appreciate it.
You got it. Later on, y'all.